because you always defending, you stay defending Kevin Stefanski with your life. I'm like, is this like your like one of
No,
your
I
cousins,
don't.
like one of your cousins, like from the other side, twice removed or something? Because I don't feel like you keep it all the way above. But I'm gonna play this though, real quick. Hold on, you guys.
Halftime, it was the first time that their offensive line starting group had heard his cadence, which is in a game. That is very, very odd to for something like that. Yeah, we usually
In or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, usually, listen, as a backup, you would have maybe on a Friday you might get a couple. To have the starting offensive line not hear your cadence at all is very, very it's very strange, very odd.
Something there just doesn't seem right, Rex.
No, 100% it doesn't seem right. And look, here's the thing. And is it the kid? Or is it how you have treated this guy? Like, I don't know where the fine line is, but there's, certainly a disconnect. Why is there such a disconnect here? Is it the kid's fault? Is it the organization's fault? I have no idea. All right. But I am going to say this. The only energy I saw in the entire stadium was when that kid popped on the field.
Right.
When Shedeur walked on the field, you know who was wanting to see him play?
The fans.
The dang fans. And you know who never cared? His teammates. What the hell is going on in Cleveland? Yeah. What is going on in Cleveland? And so to me, it's like, are you not giving this kid a chance from day one? Why the hell did you trade up for him in the first place?
Who's running
Or is
the
it
scout
something
team?
about the kid that you can't stand?
What did you think? I wanted to make sure that I put Rex Ryan and Woody, because Rex Ryan has been very much objective in this situation with
Yeah.
Shedeur. He's been very, very fair, very open-minded. Even a couple of weeks ago, he kind of threw Shedeur under the bus about not paying attention, when it came to
Right.
practice, knowing film, and so on and so forth. So I don't want you to be like, oh, well, Uncle Acho, you biased, and so on and so forth. I was like, nope, can't use that this time.
No, I don't listen to any of the media guys.
But what did you think, though, when hearing that? Is there anything that you agree with, or you like, nah?
Well, I had heard the full Rex Ryan comments earlier, as I was scrolling through social media, and he was wishy-washy on the whole thing. But since yesterday, I've actually been hearing from guys who were career backups, guys who were fifth-round picks, guys who were sixth-round picks, and the tune was the same. Even Chase Daniels, those guys don't get any reps. It just doesn't happen now. If they are sitting behind a veteran, then yes, because the veteran doesn't need to have every reps. But when you have a rookie quarterback in Dylan Gabriel needs all the reps. That's just how it goes. Fifth round quarterbacks don't get no favor. They're not. Most times, fifth round quarterbacks aren't even expected to play. So I don't think the Cleveland Browns did anything out of the ordinary by not getting Shedeur reps with the first team. He's the fifth round pick. He's the backup, and I got a rookie in front of him that needs all the reps, because the priority is to develop Dylan Gabriel. The priority isn't necessarily to develop Shedeur, and that's just the unfortunate part about it, because he's a fifth round pick. Now, do the fans, me and you, and other people at home, do we want to see Shedeur develop and play? Of course we do, because we like Shedeur. We root for Shedeur. We pull for him. We watch Colorado football games. That's the case. But just being objective and being fair, Dylan Gabriel was a third round pick. He was picked higher, and Dylan Gabriel is a rookie, and Dylan Gabriel needs all the reps. So I understand Stefanski giving Dylan Gabriel all the opportunity in the world to succeed.
I gotta call hogwash. I gotta call hogwash. I'm sorry. I said a long time ago, this whole situation is really, really odd. Shedeur, they're both rookies, obviously, right? Like they don't,
Right.
neither one of them have experience. So this definitely makes it a little bit, it's not like he's sitting right behind Joe Flacco or, someone that has experience. So it's different in that regard. And obviously, to your point, Dylan Gabriel did get drafted higher than Shedeur. Whether or not I agree with this, a whole other conversation. But the fact is that he did go in the third round and Shedeur in the fifth round. But they're both there. You could have got rid of him, could have tried to get rid of him. For whatever reason, he's there. You know what I mean? Like Rex Ryan said, like if you weren't going to use him at all, then what you got him for?
I agree with that. They shouldn't have drafted him.
if he just goes sit there. You know what I mean? So if you said if the coaching staff was like, look, I like Dylan. I think he's the future of the franchise. That's how you feel. Then that's your choice. I'm not mad at it.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is that you do have him there. And for me as a coach, I'm not saying Shedeur should get all the reps. I'm not saying he should even go 50-50 with Dylan Gabriel because Dylan is the rookie and he is who you chose to be the starting QB. But you have him as a backup, right? Like you could have kept Kenny Pickett, you could have got somebody else, but you moved Shedeur up, to back to QB2, if something is to happen. This is the NFL. Things do happen. Like injuries are a real part of this game, and to not have Shedeur, to not even know what his voice sounds like, so for him not to have not even 1 or 2 reps at all these months with the ones, not even a few, like you didn't think that was a possibility that Dylan could get hurt, and if so, then what? Like you're gonna put Zap in there? No, you put Shedeur in there. So to me, at this from a coach as a coach, like he should there should have been something else. There's no reason that he shouldn't have gotten at least a couple of reps by now. I'm not saying he's gonna get the same amount as Dylan Gabriel. I get that. But to have 0 at all, like they were talking about it at halftime, you have the players trying to get used to his cadence and and how his voice sounds. The plan was obviously tailored for Dylan Gabriel as he is a starting QB, but you have to prepare. If Kyle Shanahan was the coach and the same situation happened, I don't think it would have looked like that. I don't. He's going to find a way to still win the game. And for Kevin Stefanski to be a former coach of the year, to me was very, very disappointing. Like 2 times, thank you. I didn't want to go into like details. I don't like it. But former 2-time coach of the year, correction. I'm just like, you got to do better, because he's a rookie as well. And for him not to have none, 0, I mean 0. That to me is a bit odd. Like it is. Something else is going on.
I
mean,
agree.
I've been said that. I don't know what it is. I don't want to make it, about a race thing. Like, oh, Kevin Stefanski is racist. I don't think he likes
race.
I don't think that
because he had all black quarterbacks just a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, look,
black quarterbacks play football.
People can. If we're gonna keep it a buck, like you can be around somebody who's black and not necessarily like somebody and fight, same way. You know what I mean? But I do whatever it is. I do not feel like he likes Shedeur. I don't. Like I'm looking at the body language.
It's possible.
like Shedeur is he's nervous. You know what I mean? Like he has had no practice whatsoever. And he's just thrown in there. Look, he's a human being. This is the NFL.
I never expected those 2 words in the same sentence. Every time I hear about Shedeur, it's confidence. Like if you put confidence in the dictionary and then there's Shedeur right next to the word confidence. That's all I hear.
I do believe that he believes in himself as he should. But this is the NFL. I think anybody will be nervous having, especially, he's not like he's hiding, in the backs in place, on defense, where he's like blending in with the rest of the team. Right. Like he's a QB, so he's going to be the focal point. And it's Shedeur, so even more so, it's even more eyes. I mean, you hear the crowd going crazy, you know what I mean, cheering and standing up, and throwing up their watches and things of that nature, showing their jerseys. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure his heart was beating a little bit fast. You know what I mean? Like, oh snap, this is really happening. I don't think he expected to even go in at any point at all this season. Maybe if
you're the backup quarterback, you always have to be ready to go in. You one player.
Be ready. How? There was no preparation.
That's I guess a backup.
I guess mentally. That sounds foolish. I'm not. I can't
get signed to a team, and 2 days later, he on that team. He throws a game-winning touchdown.
Was he a rookie?
No, he wasn't a rookie, but he's still a guy who went to a team for 2 days.
But there's a difference, though. There's a difference between. It's not as if Shedeur came from one team to a different team, and he's you know what I mean. Like this is his first start complete. We haven't seen him on the freaking turf, on the grass since preseason. What month was that? Remind me. So I know like everybody's like, oh, he's a QB in the NFL. He's supposed to come out and be ready. I saw comments about Tom Brady. Well, Tom Brady was this and that. I'm like, he's not Tom Brady. Like, we can't.
That's how people were saying him. Though. People kept saying,
I never sold him as Tom Brady.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying people. All the people, all these fanboys in the media. Oh, he's so special. You just put him in and watch him show out. Okay, they just put him in. Now you see that he's just like any other rookie quarterback. He needs reps with the ones. He needs time to develop. He needs somebody to put him in the right situation. He's just not gonna go out there and all of a sudden be Superman and change life for anybody. Now we get to see that he is actually human. And I'm glad that they can see that so they can take some of this pressure off of him and actually give him a fair opportunity to perform the way he needs to perform. But I think when you say, and I agree with Rick's Ryan with this, there's some sort of disconnect going on in Cleveland. We don't know the full story yet, and we may not know the full story until maybe next year or the year after that. But the Cleveland Browns, just logically, they should not even have drafted Shedeur. Somebody in the Cleveland organization decided, I'm going to take Shedeur, and there was another one or two people in that organization that said, that'll be why are we doing that? That doesn't make any sense at all. And
but they did, though.
I know
but they did.
I'm saying, but there goes the disconnect. So because there's a disconnect, we're going to see some strange things happening. It's like when you have a disconnect with the wiring. Sometimes the car doesn't start right or the wires start tripping because there's a disconnect. Like if everybody was on the same page and everybody was in unison, connected, we wouldn't have the conversations that we're having about Shedeur right now because everybody would agree, everybody would be on the same page. But because there's some sort of disconnect that's happening in Cleveland, and we don't have all the details just yet, but we will because somebody's gonna break that story. This is why we're seeing this sort of fracture between the relationship between Shedeur, Stefanski. I don't know what Andrew Berry's role is. I don't know what Jimmy Haslam's role is. But there is a disconnect inside of that Cleveland Browns organization because it makes no sense to draft two rookie quarterbacks in the same draft and have them compete. It just makes no sense at all. It's never been done in the history of the NFL.
I feel like we keep going back to why he was drafted. The fact is that he was drafted. I don't know whose decision it was. It was one person, two people, three, one. I don't even care because we can't go back in the past and undo it, right? But It's like you have him there. So what is the plan? The thing is, if Dylan Gabriel was like playing lights out, I'm like, okay, you know what? I rock with Shedeur, but they got their franchise QB. Like I can't even deny it. Dylan Gabriel, he's helping them win games. He's out there. I can see they found their franchise QB. I don't see that when I look at him. It's nothing like with a rookie. I don't see a franchise QB. Like Jackson Dart is a rookie. There's quite a few rookies in the NFL. And when I look at them, I can say, okay, like Jackson Dart, I don't know what he's gonna be like in his whole career, right? But when I look at him, I can see that, okay, for right now, they found their franchise QB going forward. It was obvious the way the team responded to him, like his natural God-given talent. Obviously, he still has more to learn. I'm not saying he's the perfect rookie QB, the best ever hit, in the NFL. I'm not saying that. But I can see, when I'm looking at him, I can see a franchise QB in the making. When I look at Dylan, I don't see that. I really don't. And it's not because I like Shedeur. I just honestly, I didn't see it before, but even looking at him play throughout these games, I'm like, okay, like he's not turning the ball over. I'll give him that, but they're not winning, I believe. So, and it is, like I said, he's had way more experience than Shedeur. We going back to college. Way more. But everybody talks about that though. People talk about that. They're like, Shedeur. People say, Shedeur should have been, should had a different coach from his dad. He should have played, in a different conference, and all these different things, had better competition and all these different things. So I'm like, Dylan Gabriel had that. He did. That's why he's the third round pick. I don't think that's why. But nevertheless, the fact of the matter is that he does have more experience. In college, he did. He has way more reps going back to preseason, training camp, so on and so forth. And looking at him playing Shedeur, like, I wasn't like, oh my God, like Dylan is miles above Shedeur, even with Shedeur having 0 reps. And that's just being completely honest.
In the Heisman race.
I'm talking about in the NFL right now, though. I'm just saying. Like, I don't see
this season his whole life.
Okay, that's your opinion.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just
But
going by his college resume up to this point in the NFL.
and when
He's
I've seen him
on
play,
paper, he's been better. Now,
well, that's. I mean,
eye test is
I don't
different.
see. I
Yes,
don't
eye
see a
test should
franchise
do.
QB. I don't.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if franchise QB until I get opportunity. Drake May last year.
He has had opportunity though. Like you
He's
asked him,
only
is
had
there?
5 games.
That's still quite a few games to see
Not enough games.
something. Nothing's changed from
That's not
him.
enough games.
No, it
I
is
believe.
enough games to
I
see.
believe
There's
if Dylan
nothing.
Gabriel.
No. We're not going to play that game tonight.
I'm
Like
saying.
we're
I
not going to
believe.
skate on that.
I'm
Like
saying.
we haven't seen anything different in his game for a
I'm
few
saying.
weeks now.
I
It's
mean,
been the
he's only had
same
one
way.
bad game. I'm saying this: if
You saying the rest of the 4 out of the 5 were good? He said one bad game. You saying the rest of the 4 out of the 5 were good?
for them asking him to do what they asked him to do, which is not turn.
That was good. That was good.
I'm
The
saying,
performance you saw was good.
ask a rookie to not turn the ball over and give your defense a chance to win the game, then that's what Dylan Gabriel has been doing. Now, yesterday, I believe the Cleveland Browns would have beat the Baltimore Ravens had Dylan Gabriel played the whole game.
I
Now,
don't think so.
yeah, because I believe he would have scored more than 0 points in the second half. Shedeur gave them no chance to win yesterday. Dylan Gabriel at least gave them a chance to win the football.
Kevin Stefanski getting no chance to win the game yesterday because he didn't have a backup QB prepared. And even if with him not being prepared, as a head coach, it's your job. It's your job to make sure that you, knowing that he's not prepared, figure something out.
All those Stefanski Shedeur had to take some accountability because he actually played. So
He played completely unprepared. Preparation actually matters.
He's a backup.
That doesn't matter. He should have still had some sort of time with the ones.
Yeah,
he should have had some sort of time. I can't sit here and pretend like he should not have. Why do you have him as a backup if he's never had any kind of time at all with the ones?
They did the dumb thing in Cleveland of drafting.
But they already did it though, so I'm not going to go back to it. If that's the case, then move on from him or bring somebody else in there that has. That I don't know. You can't say you. Well, you don't know who wants him or not because you're not in the NFL. Did anybody call you and say they didn't want him? Because I haven't heard that story.
I would say this: there were 3 other teams who wanted Shedeur, and he turned them down.
I'm talking about right now.
Okay,
like
so
after he's already drafted, because we're not going to. I hate going back in the past because you can't go back in the past. Like we can only move forward in life. That's all of us. As of right now, if you are not going to give him any kind of reps at all, once a week, once every 3 weeks, once every 4 weeks, something that if God forbid Dylan Gabriel gets hurt and he's out for the rest of the season or he can't play for multiple weeks or something. Knowing that Shedeur is the backup QB and he has to come in and he's been standing there the whole entire time and he has no kind of rhythm or chemistry at all with anybody whatsoever. That to me is foolish as a head coach because those things happen. Those things happen. So what I'm saying is, but what I'm saying is, though, so if you weren't going to give him opportunity, you're like, you know what? We don't really like Shedeur. We really feel like Dylan Gabriel is our guy. We got him in the 3rd round. We don't really want Shedeur. Then why didn't you move somebody else in that position that has experience? Then get you a Kenny Pickett kind of backup QB that has the experience and the know-how. But you didn't. Once again, he's still there. So if you're going to keep him, then find a way to prepare him somewhat in case he has to come in.
We're saying the same thing in a different way.
No, we're not.
Yes, because I agree 1,000% with you. They should not have Shedeur on the team. I've been saying this for the last 2 weeks.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have him there.
Okay, they shouldn't have him there.
You have him there. I mean, whether or not we agree that he should or shouldn't be there, the fact that you do have him there.
You have him there, but you have another rookie quarterback there too. You got to get that rookie quarterback all the reps because he's a rookie.
That to me doesn't make sense because now he's hurt, and now you're clamoring trying to figure it out.
And that's how
to win.
And that's why everybody in that organization deserves to get fired. And
okay, so then we can agree on that.